So, I have a question for you.
Sure.
What do you call the space between the vagina and the asshole?
I don't know.
The chin rest.
All right. I got a counter joke for you.
Oh, okay.
What do you No, excuse me. What do a All right, hold on. What does a pussy and the mafia have in common?
I don't know.
One slip of the tongue and you're in deep shit.
Oh, that's good. What's up, everybody? It's Sci-Fi Chronicles on your wonderful Tuesday evening. It's your girl, Stella the Bella, and my co-host here.
What's up, everybody?
And your
It's
goods.
Jimmy fucking Goods. What I feel like we're just like bullshitting today.
We are just bullshitting today. Jimmy's been hungover for the last 2 days because that's what being in your 30s really looks like. That they don't tell you about that when you're in your early 20s. They're like, I remember I had friends who were like 10 years older than me who were always like, wait till you get to your 30s. It's so great. You know, usually you have a car, it's paid off by then. Usually you already started, getting into a house, and then there's like you're done with college, your kids are at a certain age. Sorry about that. And they're like, it's just so great, right?
Mm-hmm.
And those things are great. My kids are old enough to feed themselves. So that point was made. I don't have a car payment. So that point was made. I'm not a homeowner yet. Wait till this podcast pops up. And that bitch is going to own a house.
She's going to be in Malibu.
She's going to be in Malibu or wherever. I don't know. I don't actually want to go to Malibu. But the point being that the 30s are supposedly so great. They don't tell you that if you have a few vodka cranberries and some margaritas, you're fucked for like 2 weeks. It takes you to recover.
Man, I tell you what, I just had the Usain Bolt burrito from Chipotle because that shit ran right through me. Let me tell you.
So the 30s is like
that's another 30s
unapologetically
issue.
Shitting.
Let me not age myself too much. I'm a young 30-year-old. I'm always gonna let people know that I'm 21 with 13 years of experience. Wait, no, that's not right. I'm only 32, so I'm 21 with
it's the 11th anniversary
11.
of your 21st.
Yeah, exactly. Because your boy still got it. Of course, I'm still out and about, acting like
just don't hit him up for a couple of days.
I'm still the gazelle. The women are still the lions. They're still attacking. No, I'm playing.
You're stupid.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm definitely trying to pull it together and, give you all a nice, entertaining podcast today. I got to say, I'm not 90%. I'm at about like 75%. And usually I'm at about 110%. But I'll pull it together today for all of you just because I love giving you all the Tuesday flavor, We got a lot of things to talk about. What you laughing at, girl? You over there with them curls. You got the curls for the girls.
Well, I thought about what flavor would you be?
What do you mean? What flavor would I be? Where are we going with that? Hold on, time out.
If you were a flavor,
if I was a flavor,
or if we as a podcast were a flavor, what would that be?
Probably, we'd probably be some kind of a Neapolitan type of flavor. Are we talking ice cream?
Interesting.
Are we talking ice cream?
I mean, we can.
I mean, yeah. I mean, what
I'm
other?
more of a Rocky Road fan.
Yeah, Rocky Road.
Yeah, shit's fire. Also, butter pecan, and I never thought this. Growing up Mexican. Okay.
This is the Baskin Robbins podcast now, by the way.
You had parents, grandparents, or aunts and uncles who always either got butter pecan ice cream or pistachio. And as a kid, you're like, ugh, like what the fuck? And like as an adult, that shit is fire. Okay, I am that Mexican. Butter pecan,
Butter
pistachio,
pecan.
delicious. Rocky Road top though, that's my shit.
Yeah. I do the Rocky
But
Road
us as a
too.
podcast, I mean, I wasn't thinking ice cream. I was just like thinking a fire ass margarita. But
Speaking of ice, what's up with your boy Ice Cube? He's
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
supporting the Trumpster now, or what?
No, he's not endorsing Donald Trump. What he is doing is proposing a plan, the Black Plan, and whichever candidate signs that contract, that's who he will vote for. 50 Cent, though, fuck that fucking guy.
Why you hating on 50? Time
50's
out.
a piece of shit. He's
50
been a
is
piece of
not.
shit. He's still a piece of shit. He will literally do anything to keep his name relevant. Like,
He does a damn good job
you
at
know
it,
how
though.
he came on the scene talking all that shit about Ja and wanksters and shit like that, and now here he is with his wankster ass, fucking trying to stay relevant.
You are hating on 50
I
right
do.
now.
I
Do
do
you
hate on 50
understand
Cent.
50
And you know what?
is a
50, if
legend?
you ever see this, I doubt you will. But
He might. You never know. Do you know that I'm going to put this out as a clip, and you never know. It might go viral and 50 might come across it. If it does, 50, I got to say you're a legend, my G.
Oh my God.
And
just take
power,
it off.
power. No, man, 50 has always been the guy. I mean, he stays relevant, you know, however he's got to. You know, he definitely always has his 2 cents, but people tend to take his 2 cents serious. And
well, yeah. I mean, that's the fucking role that's your responsibility. People always give me shit. Like, I've gotten into these conversations with people about how they're like, because I'm not a fan of the Kardashians. I'm not. Let it be said. I don't care. When they first started, sure, I was like, oh, cool. Like, they're kind of really like down to earth, you know, blah, 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 blah. Now they're just fucking out there. And I don't think that they are very responsible with the kind of weight that they hold in society and the role that they play, whether they mean to or not. It's just kind of like a consequence, you know, collateral damage of fame. You do have a responsibility to be a decent fucking person, because people,
you're talking about the Kardashians?
Yeah, well, everybody who's a celebrity, right? Like, I know people are going to do what they got to do because fucking drama and controversy and being a fucking shit show sells, right? It gets you ratings. It gets
People
you all these
definitely
things.
like to see a shit show.
They do. They really do, right? Reality TV. Hello.
That's why we always stay so glued to whatever dramas on social media. We want to see what's going on.
I think when you reach a certain level, you do have a responsibility to your following to have integrity. You know what I mean?
You definitely got to have integrity, but
because
the crazy
people,
part is
the general public aren't smart, right? As a general, like individuals, cool, but as general, they will fucking follow what's trendy or what they think is cool because they idolize you. And if they're idolizing you, it's what pays you, so you keep doing it. But you also have a responsibility to the people who idolize you to like move with integrity.
I feel like Kim Kardashian, she stepped her game up, like way up over the years. You know, she's doing the whole lawyer thing these days, doing prison reform and really trying to do something different. Right, but doesn't she? It's kind of hard for her to do. It's kind of hard for her to do a lot, though.
She's more focused on the shit that makes her money. Like,
hey, but time out though. It's kind of hard. Yeah, she's definitely focused on what makes her money. But wouldn't all of us, you know? Most people want to go and get to the bag. Most people want to live a life that they feel like they can enjoy the fruits of their labor. So I mean, you can't all the way knock that. And I feel like, yeah, we see a certain side of celebrities like Kim Kardashian or any of the other sisters, right? But man, how can she really talk more about all the prison reform and stuff like that if A, we're in the middle of an election, B, her fucking husband is a lunatic who's also trying to be a part of the election, knowing damn well there's no chance that he can possibly win. He got a bunch of fake information saying that he had 40% votes in, I believe, Kentucky.
That's that
and
shit though. That's what
right,
they fucking do. But that's why, like, everybody's like, oh, he's just trying to like buck up the black vote so that people vote for Donald Trump or whatever, or don't vote at all, or vote for him so it takes away from Biden. Like, that's the game. And it's all because they're all fucking the people who have the money, and that's who that motherfucker, Donald Trump, is like protecting and working for. Not you and me, not Joe Schmo, not Jane Doe, nobody. Like, your average people, working class and middle class, this guy is not working for. And they're not working for. They're protecting their pocket, which, you know, whatever, cool.
But what I really want to know is, no matter who is the president, is that going to ultimately affect the middle class people in their pockets?
Don't you think so? Way? Like, they're gonna bring forth change. Like, okay, so this is Senate ultimately, right? Mm-hmm. So they're the ones who actually pass shit, but the president has the ultimate say. He could veto shit, he signs shit and puts it forward. Now, mm-hmm. when your Senate is majority Republican, but your president is Democratic, like what happened to Barack Obama, everybody's like, well, he didn't get this done, he didn't get this done. How could he if you have a whole ass fucking Congress that opposes you? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Congress is, I think, more in favor with Donald Trump. I think it's majority Republican. I'm not positive. I haven't checked into that lately. I should, and I will. But you have Mitch McConnell, who literally is like, bows down to Donald Trump and does all things, you know, just, he puts party before people, and that's not his fucking job. His job is to represent the people, and mm-hmm. he doesn't. And that's the fucking problem. These guys aren't representing people. They're representing corporations. They're representing money. They're representing interests. And that's ties into Ice Cube's whole like plan, because he talks about how where did I write it?
I have that that link you sent me from Revolt. Mm-hmm. You want me to read that?
I mean, yeah, but also
oh, you got some points to make. You're like, hold on.
Yeah, like I wrote, because I watched, okay, so I don't know if you guys have seen it, but so I got really annoyed because I saw that meme floating around that a lot of Trump supporters that I do follow, because I like to follow people who are on both sides, mm-hmm. because I like to see all the perspectives and make my own choices and my own decisions based on things like that. That's how I am, right?
Right.
And I understand that people think and see things the way that they do based on their own life experiences and where they're at in life and where they're trying to go. Like, everybody has their own lens. I get it. I respect it. I'm always trying to understand. But because of that, because I take into so many things into account before I form an opinion, make a decision, and voice mine, I kind of like expect people to do the same, but they don't. So I see people posting shit like, oh yeah, Ice Cube's on our side, fuck yeah, MAGA, and this kind of shit. I'm like, hold on a second.
He's not even really saying he's on their side though, right?
He never endorsed Donald Trump. First of all. Second of all, that picture y'all are floating around with him and 50 Cent sitting next to each other with Trump on their
hat. That's a Photoshop picture.
It's a Photoshop. That never happened. I can't believe you're not like smart enough to discern
that would have been on the internet a long time ago if that was real.
Right. It would have been. It would have been. So there was that. I was just like, yo, these are the kind of people who are voting for this guy. People who can't even like tell the difference between real and fake. You know what I mean? But that's a whole other, I digress. And where was I going? Anyways, so I was like, yo, hold on. Because I did see 50 Cent go on to his Instagram and post Biden's tax plan. It was like, fuck Biden, vote Donald Trump,
It
blah, blah,
does
blah,
look
blah,
like
blah,
he has
blah.
a pretty crazy tax plan for certain
First of
states.
all, it's a plan. It's a proposal,
Well, California's
right?
tax has been fucked, and I'm sure New York's tax has been fucked too. So
But at the end of the day, it's a proposal. It's still not something that's set in stone.
that's true.
And if you actually read the shit,
Yeah,
it's for people who make over 400K,
most
right?
people
It's
don't make
not going
over
to
400K,
affect,
right?
there's really virtually to no middle class, right? It's a very small thing. Working class, middle class, upper class, maybe, and then top 1%. You know what I mean? Like, that's
Yeah.
just what it is. There's virtually no middle class. That's what people don't fucking get. And I get into these conversations with people about the budget and blah, 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 blah. Anyways, it doesn't really affect the average person. And that's why it's even more stupid, because it's like celebrities getting mad. Like, there's a lot of celebrities who still, regardless of seeing that shit, who make that money, who would be taxed that, who are still pro Biden.
Well,
I'm
just
just
because they don't
saying.
want to be MAGA.
Well, because they care about people, not just their own fucking pocket. You know what I mean? But anyways, I had watched this thing because I wanted to clear up Ice Cube, because I saw 50 Cent on that shit and I was like, the guy's a fucking lost cause. He has been for a really long time. But he proposed this black plan, and he didn't say he was going to endorse Donald Trump. He said that he would vote for whatever candidate signs this contract. And so he talks about the way that the schools are funded, which currently is via like property taxes, right? So property taxes fund schools. So that's why schools who are in richer neighborhoods have more resources, because the property taxes on nice houses are higher than the fucking hood, who has lower property taxes. So less money gets funneled to schools. So
Right.
that makes schools inequitable. It makes it so this whole fucking mentality where people are like, oh, we're all in America, so we all have access to school and the same resources and this and that. Not true from the gate, period. And then he talked about, like, you know how, I don't know, I guess not a lot of people know this, which is just crazy to me, but that banks wouldn't give loans to Black people, right? And still, even at this point where Black people make up 13% of the country, only 3% of the loans go to Black people. And that's a problem, right? Interest rates are higher on Black loans versus white counterparts. And then this whole talk about, and this is true, I've talked about this to people before, when it comes to the federal budget, how I've always advocated for free healthcare, free education, these things, because there is the money for it. They just don't allocate it properly. So that's why it doesn't happen. But they always have money for war, right? So like when it comes to shit like that, they'll print the shit like nothing. Like the stimulus package for COVID, they pulled $2 trillion out of their ass, and somehow people still lost jobs, people lost health care. Y'all got a $1,200 check, but that didn't really do anything for you in the grand scheme of things, did it? But yet corporations got tax cuts and made billions of dollars.
They sure did.
You don't see a problem with that. It's fucking weird. Yes, the stock market is up, but people are currently being evicted and don't have jobs and can't make income. So what does that say if you're the only talking points you have are, oh, the stock market's up, but your fucking people are starving and homeless, bro? Like, you're responsible for everybody.
Sounds
not
like the
just
biggest
the top
cash heist
1%.
in history. Yeah.
It is. It's literally looting the country and distracting people with bullshit and like Meanwhile, they're all fucking making out like bandits in the back, and Trump is your distraction, right, in the lobby of the bank. And um, they also talked about his black plan, also talked about police reform and how qualified immunity protects police from being sued, and he wants it to go. He thinks that police should have liability insurance, just like any job where you have to have a license to do something. If you fuck up, your license should be suspended or removed, revoked, whatever, right? Makes sense. He talked about how the way the police union is set up, and really any union is set up like this, to be honest, where you can't just get fired for something. Like, you have rights. So there is that. He also talks about how he thinks that police officers need more resources, and I agree. I don't think that they get enough resources, counseling. Like, it's a traumatic job, it's a stressful job, and I don't think that they get the resources that they deserve and need to actually function properly and perform their duties. I don't think so. He talked about equal health care facilities in all neighborhoods, regardless of demographics. And so they said this. Van Jones was also on this show, Red Table Talk. If you guys have time or want to check it out, go check it out. I think she only airs it on Facebook. But when they're talking about all these things, like, if you fix all these things for Black people, like, the trickle down is it actually fixes shit for everybody. And so, like, when I was listening to this shit and I was writing this stuff down, I was like, dude, if they fix this would like solve more than just Black people problems, but everybody's problems, right? Like, the general population's problems. So that's what it is. He didn't endorse Trump. He's not like dick riding Donald Trump like everybody thinks he is. Like,
he's just pitching a plan, basically. He's just
saying,
trying to,
y'all aren't getting my vote by default. You better work for this vote. Like, that's what it is. So
yeah. So then if that's the case, then I don't see what the big deal is. People just need to look beyond what they see on the surface and really understand what he's doing. However, he is doing this in the middle of an election where people are going out to vote. So by him mentioning anything about
day too,
but by him mentioning anything about any kind of plan, and even if it's with Trump, in a way, he is kind of promoting Trump by putting this news out there just weeks before an election. So, I mean, I could see why people would feel a certain way about that. And it seems like, why don't you pitch this plan maybe a year ago or 2 years ago?
He talked about what initiated his actual why he really got heavy into it was because of what happened to George Floyd, and that was just a couple months ago. So,
well, that's definitely, I could dig it. I could see why he would just now be getting into it. I mean, myself, I've been more into politics than probably ever before. Probably because of this podcast, for one, and the fact that we talk about this shit a lot. And I like that today is a more serious conversation, because our last, I don't know, 3 podcasts, we've been, just kind of with the funnies and the jokes, but we do like to talk about
by the end of this show.
Yeah, no. I mean, I do like to talk about serious stuff too. And, this election is really something that is extremely important. And, there's a lot of variables that go into whoever it is that you're going to vote for. And, especially you listening, I know that you probably want to do some research and figure out who it is you want to vote for, because I'm not going to lie. Like, there's days where I see some very bad things about both of the possible candidates, and it makes me wonder about the other. And I'm not saying that I'm pro one way or pro the other, but I feel like I just need to do more research. And I know everybody out there needs to do more research. Don't let the great hack your mind and persuade you to go one way or the other.
Don't let
Do
social
what.
media
Don't let social media fuck
dictate
you.
your votes.
Don't
Like,
let
come on, people.
your sister,
Think
brother,
critically.
wife, anybody. Don't let any of those people direct your vote. Like, vote for yourself. Like, know what you want to do. I was talking to my brother-in-law over the weekend because he came out here and we were at dinner or whatever, and he was telling me about how he was looking at all the props. Yeah, that was before I got drunk as fuck, by the way. On Sunday, I got really drunk on Sunday with Erica. But over the weekend I went to dinner, right? And he was telling me about all the different props that they got going on in California. And most people, when they'll look at a ballot and they see all the candidates or whatever, they might know a thing or two about some of them. They might just kind of wing it on the others. But when it comes to props in different states, like, you really got to know what the fuck you're voting for, because there's some props that could really fuck you. Like, there's a prop in California right now that if you own property and and you're a landlord and people are renting from you, they can make a prop that will literally make it to where they can't pay you and there's nothing you can do. And not just talking about quarantine and not being able to go to work and stuff. I'm talking about just on an average day-to-day. Squatter rights, exactly. I don't know if that's what it's called, but things like that. Like, if you don't know certain props, you got to look into those things too. So I encourage anybody out there to really be looking into that kind of stuff, because I know I want to, and I know I'm going to. And I got
fill out your ballot like the Scantron tests in high school. Like, actually think about your.
We know most of you failed. We know
y'all chose C and it didn't work out for you, but it's really important that you actually know what you're voting for. It's very important.
I saw this meme today, just kind of to cap off this whole Ice Cube topic, and it was a meme with a soda fountain, and there was a Ice-T, the rapper Ice-T.
Oh yeah.
So they had him as one flavor. Then they had Ice Cube as the ice, if you wanted to get ice. And then the meme said, "I'm so confused by this meme. I don't know why Whitney Houston is up here." And there was
She's
Whitney
Coke,
Houston,
baby. She's Coke. I don't know where the confusion is.
Oh my gosh, man! Just one time though, let me just say this: I was going back watching a whole bunch of great performances by different songstresses of the past, and the first one I looked up was Celine Dion. I fucking love Celine Dion, man. Just such a magnificent,
bitches of the 90s, voice. Man. In the 80s,
bitches of the 90s didn't need auto-tune. They could belt. They could really put it out there.
From the diaphragm,
I loved it, man.
Like, they were really just sending it.
But then I came across Whitney Houston, and let me tell you, man, her voice was chilling. I mean, you watch her sing, listen to her sing, and the notes she hits. Oh my gosh, just unparalleled with all these other chicks these days. Do
all the coke you want, baby, as long as you keep singing like that.
Right. And talking about songstresses of today, this actually comes to mind something that I was looking at while I was using a restroom before I came back to podcasting.
At Chipotle.
And I was looking up the shortest celebrities out there. And I was so shocked to see a picture of Cameron Diaz. I think that's how you say her name, right? Mm-hmm. Cameron Diaz. Next to Tom Cruise. I saw that picture, and Tom Cruise is a shorty. I was like, whoa. I didn't know that. So I then looked up the shortest celebrities, and Ariana Grande was up there, and she's only 5 foot. That's cool. I mean, some women are like really short. But then I started seeing all the males, how short they were. Some of those guys,
most of them are shorter than you think.
So fucking short. I'm like, oh damn. Hollywood has something against tall guys too. Hollywood has little men syndrome. That's why all the top actors are shorties.
They'll put them next to chicks, right, who are still their height, and they'll have them stand on shit. Mm-hmm. Like Taylor Lautner is not like taller than Kristen Stewart. When Twilight came out, like they had to you know what I mean? Because in the book, he's this fucking ginormous, like he's
Ripped.
a fucking werewolf,
Right, ripped
But
werewolf.
like then they cast Taylor Lautner, and
Mhm.
what the book thinks is like Jason Momoa, and then they put Taylor Lautner, it's like, whoa, there's
Mhm.
a huge difference,
Let
bro.
me
Like
see.
they got to do it. Like a lot of the actors and actresses that you guys think and see on TV, they're not as tall as Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy was bae, right? Like I was just like,
Mhm.
bro, that guy's hot. And not like just like looks wise, but his demeanor, like he's sexy, right?
Mhm.
Then I
Well,
found out
I
how tall
guess.
he was.
Nah. That's all.
And I'm sorry, Tom Hardy. I'd probably still go out with you, but
You go out with any of these guys. Shut up.
ah!
Sylvester Stallone, that one blew me away. 5'7",
Shut the fuck up.
and they're
He's a
probably
little
giving him an
guy.
inch. That's what I'm saying. They're probably
I'm
giving him an
5'5",
inch too.
bro. I'm 5'5".
And
So
Sylvester
just put
Stallone,
that into
5'7". That's
perspective.
Rocky. That's
I know.
Rambo.
Rocky ain't shit.
5'7". I know Mark Wahlberg was
He's
short.
a little guy too.
Yeah.
Him and Tom Cruise, a lot of
And
them are though.
Simon Cowell, 5'8". Elijah Wood, 5'6". Robert Downey Jr., 5'9". Well, that's not that bad. 5'9" is kind of average. Frankie Muniz, 5'5". Well, I kind of knew he was a short dude. Let's see who else. Prince was 5'2". That was a little.
Oh hell no! How did
Purple
these
Rain,
bitches say he
5'2". Oh,
I
he
don't
was.
get it.
He was smashing chicks
No
too.
amount of money. I don't give a fuck.
Michael J. Fox, 5'4". Fuck, man, the list goes on. Like I'm looking at the list and I'm like, man, yo, these people are
Blows my mind.
because a lot of these people, you see them on the big screen, they make them look so huge, and
They
then
do.
this isn't to like shame, the 5'5" and
Okay,
under crew or
listen.
nothing like that.
Okay.
Hey, but time out, no, you listen. You've been coming at short guys way too much lately, and I gotta protect my short fellows. You need to chill.
This is a positive thing.
No, it's not. You're being
I'm
rude.
not.
You are being a
I'm
Rudy
not
Pooty
opposed.
candy ass.
Listen, you paint me as this person who will strictly only fuck with a guy who's 6 feet and above.
That's how you come across, though.
Now, while that is a preference, which I'm allowed
Come on,
to
man.
have,
We got listeners who are probably
men,
like, damn, I'm turning this off now.
No.
All because of you. Height shaming.
Men
short
are
guy
allowed
shaming.
to prefer big asses. Men are allowed to
Not
prefer
all men.
big tits. Men are allowed to prefer
Like
long hair. Men are allowed to prefer natural beauty, right? Men are allowed to prefer these things. So if I want to prefer a fucking guy 6 feet and above, I will prefer a guy 6 feet and above. However,
you don't got to shame the short guys, though.
Strictly fuck with guys who are 6 feet and above. I said you got to have 6 feet energy. Now you got to have a personality. You got to be funny. You have to have these things. Good credit. I'm just kidding. But you know what I mean? There are things.
Like you got to have these things. Good
that
credit.
Are
a big checking account.
Not just your height. You know what I mean? So calm down. I don't only fuck with guys.
I gotta see a picture before we date.
I mean, you gotta.
Are you really picking your nose on the pot right now?
No, I have a fucking
nose on the pot. I'm not
nose ring.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
All right.
It's a nose ring. I spin it because the ball fell out, and so if like the open part goes to where like my nose is, it like.
You want to get the ball part closer to your mouth or what?
Well, obviously. If you're 6 feet and over, and I'm just kidding.
Oh,
damn. I'm just kidding.
You got the funny, yo.
I don't strictly fuck with 6 feet and over. I just fuck with 6 foot energy.
Hey, while we're at it, and I have it on my mind, make sure that you subscribe to us on whatever podcast platform you're listening to this on right now. And if you want to help sustain future podcast episodes, you can go to anchor.fm and look up Cypher and Chronicles, and you could become a monthly subscriber to our podcast for anywhere from $1, $5 to $10, and show your love and support. And once we hit a certain goal, we're gonna do some live in
real
person,
motherfucking special.
some real special pods, together. And we might even do a live one where we can have everybody chime in during the pod, and it will get Stella some gas to get to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Hey,
Help a bitch out, you guys. Single
so
mom
remember
bitches
last
don't
week
life.
we talked about the mountain lion chasing the guy.
Mm-hmm.
And probably everybody saw the video by now.
Yeah,
The guy
probably.
walking backwards on a hike and the mountain lion chasing him. If you haven't seen that, just look it up on YouTube, and
It's there. It's everywhere.
it's there on Google, wherever you'll see it. I saw the parody version of it yesterday. However, you sent it to me. The cholo, the guy, and he was being attacked by a cholo who was protecting his hyena.
He's all, go get your hyena. And he turns it back. He's all, oh, my hand is shaking, guys.
That was so funny, man.
With his elbows up, like.
Shout out to that guy. You know what? I want to clip this part, and I want to clip it with that video, and I'm going to put it on our new TikTok. Make sure you follow us on TikTok too.
Follow us on TikTok, like our Facebook page. We're on there as well. We are also on Twitter. Show us love on Twitter, please.
I don't even go on the Twitter. Do you go on the Twitter? I do
have the Twitter. I go on Twitter specifically for politics, but we do have a Twitter page if people prefer that platform to get a hold of us. I will find it. I will see it. Or Jimmy will, whatever. But I mean, obviously, IG is probably the most used page of social media that we.
Oh yeah, we be on the IG.
We work with. We be on the IG.
Hey, what's up, man? Another thing that you guys could do is you can go on the Anchor profile and you can leave us messages on there that we will then have played on the podcast, and we will answer your questions as we do the podcast. Isn't that fun?
Is it like calling in style?
Yeah, it's kind of like calling in.
They can leave us a message. Yep. Hopefully a nice one or a question or something. If it's, hey, let me find whatever, we'll listen to it. But
what do you call the space between the twat and the shitter?
The chin rest. We did that joke.
No, we didn't. What do you? I'm gonna ask you again. What do you call? I know the joke we did already was, what do you call the space between the
vagina?
No. What do you call the useless flesh?
That's not what we did, but that's what you're about to do right
now. No, that's not what I'm about to do. What do you call the space between the twat? We didn't say the twat and the shitter.
I don't know.
Twitter. I know, everybody. Corny. Oh, damn. That got her to get a little frisky one time.
It's the wine.
Yeah, it must be the wine. You said that's a margarita wine?
Blame it on the alcohol. Yeah.
I don't want to talk about Trump too much, but
Flybird, go ahead and sponsor us. I got you.
Yeah. Holler at us. I don't want to talk about Trump too much, and I know that some people are probably getting tired of this super political podcast, and the last week's was vote. What are you doing? Now I know how you are when you drinking on margarita wine.
So
fuck,
fun.
Man.
What are you talking about?
We gotta keep you chill. We gotta keep you chill. I don't even know where I was going. I was gonna talk about Trump. In the Indigenous People Day. Remember, he was at the rally with all the.
Fuck that fucking guy. Fuck that guy. It's Indigenous Peoples Day, okay?
And he said, and they want to call Columbus Day Indigenous People Day. Let me just tell you, not while I'm president. And everybody in the background, all the MAGAs, they're like, oh yeah.
Oh my God, I'm so fucking stupid.
I'm like, like, come on me some more.
Yeah, they're like, in my face.
Trump, please, in my ass. What?
Yeah. That's how those people fucking sounded. And if you were one of those people.
Let me see if I can find it right quick. No, I can't
They're
find
so fucking stupid. Annoying.
it. So what
Blows
else
my
we got?
mind.
What else do we got today?
Blows my mind. Is that water? Are you hydrating?
Man, yeah, man. Like I told you, I'm 80% today.
We're
Or did I
trying to
say
get Jimmy up
75?
to
I'm like
100%. You said
I'll be next week. I'm not gonna drink for a while because I'm on my fitness journey, and I just had to turn up over the weekend. I didn't expect to end the weekend that way with a useless Monday, because let me tell you, I was completely useless yesterday. I was good for absolutely
why this wasn't
nothing.
done sooner, guys. Not me this
I
time.
was throwing up all
Let
night,
the
all
record
morning.
show it was not me this time.
This time and this time
it was
only.
your boy.
It was your boy.
Your boy.
Holla at your boy.
Holla at your boy. Let him know he ain't 21 no more.
All right, everybody.
I'm just like a natural rapper. It's just
you
weird.
are a natural rapper. I know. Let me hear you spit something.
I can't.
I was about to end it, but I was like, you know what? You're still going. I don't know.
I mean, you could
Let me hear you spit.
freestyle.
No,
At your
I'm not
80%.
freestyle.
Come on.
No, I'm not gonna
Come on, Jimmy
freestyle.
Goods.
No, I'm not Jimmy Goods today. I'm more like Timmy Bads right now.
I'm trying to be all up inside of your waters like chlorine. Let's go.
Oh, I know. That was that verse right there. I know. We're gonna bring up that verse until I drop another one.
That's
I got.
Yeah. I play it frequently.
Holla at us. We out.
Side Frame Chronicles.